Court is calling 2024 CR 0348 and 2024 CR 1860, State of Texas versus Macedonio Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense,
Scott McComb from Mr. Martinez.
are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery in each cause number and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have and I did.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And each cause number, did you review the documents entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each cause number, did you review the documents entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each cause number, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, in each cause number, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor. For the family case it is as is, and then for the CTD case, we're proceeding on both counts of the indictment.
Okay. Did you review the documents entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers of Affidavit and Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand and the cause number ending in 48, you're charged with the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation? That's the third degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 60, you're charged in counts 1 and count 2 with cruelty to non-livestock. Did you understand that is also cruelty to non-livestock, torture, etc. Did you understand that each of those cause numbers, in each of those counts, the range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes,
If
Your Honor.
y'all will put count 2 on both of those, counts 1 and count 2?
Yes, Your Honor. Would you like me to put it just after the 94 or?
No, if you'll put it after the charge or either above the charge, that way he'll know it's count. Yes, he'll know it's count 1 and count 2.
Absolutely, Judge.
Do you need a break? And each cause number, do you understand you have a right to jury trial? Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you have the cough drop now? All right.
It gives me time.
Let me see if I have one. I think I mentioned some. Do we have any cough drops over
They're
there?
down there, Judge.
All right, just one moment. Let me grab a cough drop for her.
She might have flower allergies.
That way it'll be clear to both parties exactly that he's pleading to both counts.
Yes, ma'am.
And state. All right, we're back on the record. And did you understand, if you have a plea bargain agreement, the court does not have to follow your plea in either of these cases. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Counsel, did you have him sign? Did you understand by entering these agreements, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into pleas in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offenses?
I do believe.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. The cases will run concurrent. State will take in consideration 717751, 723-910. There's to be no ownership of connection with animals or pets. And in the cause number ending in 48, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant and no contact with Dominique Hernandez. Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as a primary custodial parent. Did you understand that to be your plea? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Only bond-related motions, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. And the cause number ending in 1860, they're requesting a TAP evaluation, follow recommendation, $1,000 fine, 200 hours of community service restitution, and that you be placed on the MIC caseload. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in the cause number ending in 1860, how do you plead to count one?
No contest.
How do you plead to count two?
No contest.
And the cause number ending in 0348, how do you plead?
No contest.
State, did you have a chance to speak with the complainant?
Yes.
And is the complainant aware of the plea agreement?
The complainant is aware, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And cause number ending in 0348, the court will find you guilty. And the cause number ending in 1860, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty of count 1 and count 2. The court will find you guilty of count 1 and count 2. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just so you know, Judge, he was going through mental health issues when this occurred and was off his medication. Since then, he's been on a GPS and has on his own gone and had an anger management class that he completed. More importantly, I think, is he is consistently seeing a therapist that can be verified with his pretrial officer because she's allowed him to go to the appointments, and also got back on his medication with the doctor. So he's addressing his mental health issues. And so I'm confident that you won't have any issues with him on probation. He's also gonna suffer a severe consequence already out of this, even though he's getting probation, and that he's been a licensed insurance adjuster for, I think, going on 20 years. Because of these felony convictions, he's gonna lose his license and lose his job. He's confident he can find other work, but he would have preferred not losing these things. So he has suffered consequences because of this, and he's addressing the mental health issues that caused it. If that'll give the court any comfort in this video.
Is Child Protective Services involved in this?
No, they're divorced and they're not his biological children.
Okay. Well, why
He
was
he does have his own children, though.
Well, in the police report, he's complaining that she has a boyfriend at the child exchange. So what child exchange was taking place?
I don't know, but if it's something that you saw from the police report of that incident, like I said, his mental health wasn't right, but maybe you can answer that.
We never had, the only child exchanges we had were with her ex-husband. And that's how we would do child exchanges. Like I would take them.
No, I mean, your attorney is saying that you don't have any biological children with her.
Oh, no, we're not with her.
What he's
Alright.
saying is he would take the children to meet with their father,
Their stepchildren, my
Child
stepchildren.
but they're divorced, so he doesn't have contact with them.
And what is his mental diagnosis?
Anxiety and depression. But I've kept up, I've started off at twice a week for therapy, once a month for psychiatry. And they've tapered me off to once a month for therapy, and then once a month for psychiatry.
Okay, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't pretend to be one. Did I take a lot of psychology courses in college? Yes. Where I could have majored in it? Yes, but I'm not a psychiatrist. So I don't understand how I'm not on my anxiety or depression medication equals cruelty to animals.
I don't know, Judge.
So if I can explain that, Your Honor?
Yes.
So on that day, it was a long week. I underestimated my role in the situation where her daughter, my stepdaughter at the time, had a back surgery. And so I thought it was going to be, her and her ex-husband or whatever. So he didn't he didn't go, he went for like 2 hours. And so I took the whole week off of work. That was stressing me out. And then when we got back from, when she was released from the hospital, I had to go pick up my mom because it was my daughter's time to live with me for the summer, because of my agreements. So I drove back from Laredo, came back, and then we went to the hospital, picked up my stepdaughter, and we all went home together. And then we just started to have an argument, and I think both of us were really heated. Then when she left me, you know, I fell asleep because we fought all night and I worked all day, and I passed out. I fell asleep. When I woke up, she was gone, and I had lost my family. And so I just kind of I've never had a mental health issue like that, like a mental lapse like that.
So I'm trying to understand how all of those pressures translate to killing a rabbit, and it appears snatching apart the spine of a snake, but you didn't disturb the cats that were your mom's cats. So I don't understand.
Oh.
Who did the snake and the rabbit belong to?
The cats are all of our cats.
All right, so who does the snake and rabbit belong to?
The rabbit was mine and hers, and the snake was her son's.
All right, so you killed the rabbit and you killed the snake. Okay. All right, this is what the court is ordering, and cause number ending in 0348. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 1860. Taking consideration 71775, 723910. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Christine Martinez, Dominique Hernandez, no unsupervised contact with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be no ownership or contact with any animals. So that means not going to the zoo, anything that has to do anything with animals. You can't own a goldfish, anything. You understand? I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are completed, that will be deemed satisfied. Is there anything else with regards to that case, probation? Did you? There'll be regular random UAs. All right, next we're going to proceed in cause number ending in 1860. In each count, the court is finding you guilty. Both counts will run concurrent with each other. And it will be concurrent with 2024 CR 0348. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 200 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits until further notice. No unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be a TAP evaluation, follow all results. There's to be a MIC evaluation, follow all results. And those evaluations are to take place in custody. There's to be no contact with animals. Probation, there's going to be field visits until further notice. All right, so what we'll do, because you all can't do field visits in Laredo, correct? All right, so we'll do a transfer to Laredo. I'm going to want GPS, waive fees, and he's to be on GPS until further notice. And probation, both cases, you can see if they'll transfer them to Laredo. All right, thank you. Deputy Laura, he's gonna go into custody. All right,
Judges, are you ordering jail time as a condition of
I'm-
probation or what?
I'm ordering that he remain in custody until the TAP evaluation is completed, until the MIC evaluation is completed, and follow all results of the TAP evaluation and MIC evaluation.
He's still got a job at this time, Judge. I mean, could you give him a week to turn himself in or something to make those arrangements with his employer and
No,
that's gonna hurt his livelihood. I mean,
I understand. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Hodge, Matthieus? And there's no application?
No, Your Honor, this is a reduction to a misdemeanor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3375, State of Texas versus Hodge. How do you pronounce your last name?
That's my first name. It's Mattathias.
Oh, Matthieus Hodge. They have it reversed on the docket.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
It's the way the new IDs are printed out. You know how it's like last name, then the middle, and the first.
Okay,
So
Your Honor, we tried to put commas. And then when he signed, he did sign, his first name first, his last name last. And I think on a couple of documents, it's actually, when we wrote it out, we actually wrote it correctly.
all right. Counsel for the state.
It's Zach Dunn for the state.
Arlen Gay for the defendant.
All right, and you're Matthieus Hodge.
yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, family violence, bodily injury.
All right, which count are you proceeding on?
It would be only the first count, Your Honor.
So you're proceeding on count one, waiving count two.
Waiving count two, and then within that paperwork, before the commission of that second kind of latter element of count one, because it's only the assault bodily injury.
Okay, let's do this. So you're waiving count two.
Yes,
Any objections to the waiver of count two?
No objection.
You're proceeding on count one.
that is correct, Judge.
All right. Did you understand that the state is proceeding in count one on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family violence as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
With regards to the true bill of indictment, any objection to the state amending count one to the defendant's last name with a comma and Matthieus as the first name?
No objection.
All right. All right, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family violence. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 150 days in the Bexar County Jail. The state is intending that this be a judgment satisfied. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states one and attachments.
No
Any-
objection.
All right. And state, have you talked to the complainant?
We have, Your Honor.
And is the complainant aware of this plea?
Your Honor, yes, we've been in contact with them. They've filed an A&P and reiterated that multiple times.
Okay. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we're asking that the court follow this plea bargain.
All right, I have a question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, and it's a question for the state and the defense.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so they have the complainant listed as John Doe.
That's correct, Judge. So what they're doing a lot of times now with the domestic violence assault.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to find her actual name in,
Yes, Your Honor. On the very last page of the STIPs, there's the pseudonym form and
Okay.
also within the detective's report, Your Honor, I went ahead and highlighted too, just for, convenience, the reference to John Doe as being a female.
Okay, why are they doing that? And then in the indictment, they have the complainant's name.
So unless counsel, you have other ideas. My best understanding, Your Honor, is aside from like assaultive sexual cases, but for just assaultive domestic violence cases, the new procedure is on scene. There's essentially a like pseudonym as kind of the first blush or the first
Okay,
pass. And then from there, it almost summarily gets changed to normal processes.
okay. All right, do you understand that Daisy Barajas, I know she filed according to the state, she filed a affidavit of non-prosecution, and she's adamant that she no longer wants charges brought.
Yes.
But I'm reading the police report and there were injuries to her. I'm gonna order no contact. Do you have children with her?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have one on the way as well.
Oh, well, I'm ordering no contact. And you all can work that out however you're gonna work it out. Do you understand?
And what would be the period of that no contact be?
Oh, you'll have to speak to your attorney, but as a part of this sentencing, I'm ordering a no contact. It appears that you all are not good together.
Correct.
All right. So, and then with regards to any children, your attorney will speak to you about that.
Okay.
Court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 150 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Daisy Barajas, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Obviously, she still wants to be with you, but whenever you get to a point in a relationship where people are putting their hands on each other in violence or in anger,
Mhm.
you should just end that relationship because it's not working.
Correct.
And whatever problems you all had that brought you here,
Mhm.
when you leave, whether she's doing an affidavit of non-prosecution or not, that same problem is going to exist.
Exactly.
The fact that you all are maybe bringing another child into the world, y'all still going to have the same problems.
Right.
You understand?
It's not, yeah, it's not a healthy situation.
It's not.
And honestly, I like to say, through this process, it's actually been a bad thing. It seems bad, but it's turned light to more, I guess, beautiful thing, like I'm a veteran, so I'm going about, utilizing my resources like the VA and stuff as far as my mental health goes, my wellness, because I was on that path and I kind of strayed away with, we have a 15-month-old and then another, she's like 5 months pregnant. So it's like the rigmarole with kids, the stress, it just, you don't necessarily always focus on what's right for you. And I was more or less trying to focus on doing what's right for the household.
And let me just tell you,
I
a
just got caught up.
relationship that is violent and that's
Mhm.
toxic is not good for the children.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
And
definitely,
is
if
your
you don't
mom
love
still,
yourself, it's hard to love somebody else,
and is your mom still alive?
My mom, no, she passed away, back when the winter storm came.
All right, so who is in your life for a support system?
My adopted parents, I was adopted when I was
Okay.
14.
All right, so your adopted mom and father?
Yes, and both
And have you talked to
teachers.
them about this relationship?
Yes,
And they probably told you this is not a good relationship.
my mom's a high school counselor. She's gonna retire this year, so she has a lot of insight. And I don't, mainly it's me. I have a lot of traumas in the past that I bring with me
Mhm.
that I haven't healed from past relationships. Going through foster care and just stuff related, centered
well-
around women. So it's like it's more or less me that I have to heal. And I guess going through the army and all that stuff, it's all like encumbersome, just being like a big old messy situation where it's like I was always real quick to point the finger at everybody else until I sat back and realized like, hey, it's me all along. And so I take full responsibility for all my actions.
Continue with that. In the VA now, they have good programs for you.
Yeah. For the
And if
mental
you're
wellness.
released and you can't find a program, I'm here except for weekends.
Correct. I heard that you're the one that does a veteran court as well.
No, I don't do the Veterans Court, but I can direct you to where you need to go.
See, I used to be in the veteran pod the last time I came, and I had got through Mr. Estrada and stuff good help, and I was going through the American GI Forum, and they've helped a lot. But I guess a great way to success is to form a great plan. My plan once I get out is to go straight to the VA The one I have on 151 and just take care of my mental health. And-
All right, make sure you do it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 5076, State of Texas versus Joseph Balboa. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Cornelius Cox.
All right, and are you Mr. Balboa?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault of a police officer or judge? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There is no application. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 0423. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes. Ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, sir.
State is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes. Sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that, my client was on probation in this court. And I know the court probably remembers we had a test hearing.
Yes.
And what my client would like to do, Judge, he has 3 children that he supports. And he just hoped that the court would consider going below the cap to allow him a chance to get back to his family as soon as he can. So he helps to provide for them. He helps provide for his children and also his mother. So he's hoping that the court will consider going below the cap and so he can get back to his family as soon as he can.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Cox presented to the court, I'm familiar with the contested and motion to revoke we had. This is an individual that assaulted officers when they were trying to detain him with the warrant that he had in his yard of the house that he was staying at. The state's position is that 4 years is probably less than sufficient for this type of case, since he had a warrant and he knew the officers were legally trying to detain him. In that MTR, he was sentenced to 7 years, so this would be run concurrently, obviously, so it would be encompassed in that 7 years also, Your Honor. And that's why the state's position is 4 years is sufficient.
All right. Court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 0428. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. All right, so we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you think about children, you're supposed to think about children before this happens.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I always think of my children every time. It's just at that moment, I wasn't.
And let me ask you this, have you ever been to a grocery store and you're walking in front of a cart and somebody rolls that cart on the back of your ankle? Has that ever happened to
Of
you?
course.
How painful is that?
Oh, that's what these feel like.
I mean, is that,
That's exactly what these feel like.
all right, wait, no. This is the reason why I asked you that. Because that's the type of pain where sometimes you can't even cry out. You just have to,
Hold it in.
you have to hold it in.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then if it's one of your children who actually pushed it on you, you really have to hold it in. And you have to be, time when you're able to speak, you have to say, oh, it's okay, baby, I understand, and just walk it off.
Yes, ma'am.
So that officer, you slammed a full gate on him. Here's the thing, in the video,
Yes, ma'am.
a gate slammed on him. Can you imagine how painful that is? It's painful. It could be more painful than somebody rolling a cart on the back of your heel. Here's the thing, things happen in our life. Sometimes if we could go back in time,
I wish
we
I
would
could.
change things.
I wouldn't change much, but I wish I could.
Yeah.
To go back.
So here's the thing, when you're released from prison, do better.
Of course, I will.
That's all we can do.
Yes, ma'am.
And as I always say, God willing and the creek don't rise. If I'm here and you get out and you're looking for a place that can help you keep your life on track, you can always come back to the court and I will point you in a direction.
Yes, ma'am. Alrighty, yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you. You have a good day, okay, ma'am?
All right, you too. Court is calling 2024 CR 3681, State of Texas versus Justin Guzman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense?
Michael DeLeon.
And are you, Mr. Guzman?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery that you review that with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Guzman, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the
I
indictment?
do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Guzman, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention of vehicle? I'm sorry, evading arrest or detention in a vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. So the active warrants for his arrest, is that in Bexar County?
Got a Medina County judge.
All right. And I'm assuming Medina is going to come pick him up.
I would have make that assumption, yes.
All right.
Judge, the only thing I wanted to state, just so the court is well aware, he's a veteran, served 9 years, and if there's any consideration the court can make, maybe on his community service regarding that, or any type of veterans court. I don't know if there's a veteran probation department.
I thought I was gonna be in Veterans Court, actually.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I can refer people to Veterans Court. And Herman does a great job of getting cases heard with Veterans Court. But what I've discovered is there's something that I find troubling, that someone can be referred to Veterans Treatment Court and 6 months, I look up 6 months have passed or 3 months have passed, and they're still not in Veterans Treatment Court, and there still is no decision on whether they've been accepted or not. So what I can tell you is you'll be placed on probation out here. I can put in, refer to a Veterans Treatment Court. Maybe they'll get you in. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll never let you know until, you know, you look up 3 years from now and they'll say, well, you know, we're accepting him. That's all I can do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So there's a $500 fine probated. Why were you driving 100 miles? Well, I know you were driving to escape the police, but you were doing 120 miles per hour. Why?
I wasn't driving to escape the police. I was actually speeding and I didn't realize.
No, the police report, here's the thing. Attorneys will always tell their clients, once you've entered a plea and the court has reviewed the steps are the steps. So according to the steps, in case you don't remember, it says that they wanted you to pull over and that you were driving at a high rate of speed of 35 south out of SAPD jurisdiction. They continued to follow you, that they had put on their lights for you to pull over, and you continued at a high rate of speed. San Antonio Police Department discontinued the chase because it's a high rate of speed and things are getting dangerous. So they called ahead to Von Army Police to let them know this is what's going on. And then Von Army Police Department was in the area and witnessed S1, that's you, driving the same vehicle. Because when the SAPD call the other police officers, say, this is the vehicle, this is the license plate number. They say they found you driving the same vehicle at 120 miles per hour, not the Autobahn.
That's when I exited, Your Honor, whenever I.
Who exits at 120 miles per hour?
At that time, I wasn't going 100. I mean, I did reach that speed, but I wasn't driving away from them. at that
Well,
speed.
here's the thing. You're going 120 miles per hour. I don't know of any freeway. I have not traveled all freeways in the United States, but I don't know a single freeway in the United States where legally you can drive 120 miles per hour.
There's,
I've seen 75. That's as high as I've seen it. I have not seen 120. Does anyone know anywhere in Von Army where the speed limit is 120 miles per hour?
75.
And then it says you drove through the grass median and exited the highway on Kenny Road. Then your vehicle comes to a stop, and what do? You exit the vehicle and you proceeded to run on foot to evade detention from uniformed officers.
No excuse, Your Honor.
And I tell you what, when people are running, that's when they realize, you know what? The people in the Olympics, they really are running very fast, and I'm not up to it. So what was going through your head? Because I'm trying to figure out what conditions to set for you.
Really what happened leading up to, I was going through some family problems and just wasn't trying to be detained, Your Honor.
Okay, well, see, now that's the honesty I'm talking about. Court is going to sentence you to $500 fine. That'll be probated. Refer to Veterans Treatment Court. That's going to be in custody. The evaluation. See, she's shaking her head because she thinks that's probably going to be, what, 3 or 4 months? Because they don't, Veterans Treatment Court, we're off the record. Veterans Treatment Court, they don't even see people at the jail. They're like, no. So everybody's saying, don't refer Veterans Treatment Court. Now, mind you, I don't know why Veterans Treatment Court would have a rule for their court that they can't see people at the Bexar County Jail. But that's their rule. So I won't refer you to Veterans Treatment Court in custody. So there'll be a $500 fine probated. TAP evaluation. How long will it take for a TAP in custody? All right, so that'll be a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow recommendations. We can do a referral to felony drug court. And you know what, felony drug court? They're going to be able to see you before this week is out and let us know whether or not you can be in their program. And we can do a referral to Veterans Treatment Court out of custody. 6 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
14 and 7 months.
All right. And do you have contact with them?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, not right this minute, but I do, Your Honor.
Do you live with them?
They live with their mother, Your Honor.
All right. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Once you completed parenting classes, I'll consider changing that. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And there's to be no driving for 60 days. And do we have a reckless drive? You said the reckless driving course or something, Vashawn? Is it the defensive driving course? All right, defensive driving course. Vashon, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
And I will tell you, not driving for 60 days, that's just me giving you punishment.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Any issues you have, let probation know.
Yes,
If
Your
you
Honor.
feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.